So we're starting with our basic and the very first chapter of physics, thus unit, dimension and measurement. Okay. So when we talk, everything we're learning here will be purely targeted to NEET exams only. The pattern of the questions, everything that I talk here will be purely only for NEET exams. If you are preparing for JEE and some other exams, this is good for as a reference, but the pattern I will talk is purely NEET, 100% NEET based. Because for NEET exam we have very good pattern of the questions, every formula or every equations or every topic we learning in physics, we have a proper pattern of the questions based on that. Okay, and we will talk about all those pattern in these lectures. Okay, let's start. So first you need to know that in this chapter how much is important from NEET point of view. So yes, it's important because there will be at least 2 questions they ask directly in NEET exam. Yes, almost every year there are 2 problems they are asking from this chapter. And when I say 2 problems, how they ask again, one question will be directly. One question will be directly from this topic itself. When I say directly, it means what? Whatever content we are learning in this chapter, that question will be asked to you. And second question will be linked with what some other chapters. The meaning of these 2 words you will understand slowly when I go chapter by chapter. These are new words for you, that what is direct question, what is a linked question. I cannot explain right now, it will come slowly to you. When I talk pattern of the questions based on these topics, you will understand that what is a direct questions and what is a linked. Linked means 2 chapters concept will be in one question. Okay, here. Okay, so 2 problems are asked, and the level when I talk, level of the questions from this chapter, both are what? Easy. Both questions we talk here, they are what? Easy problem, right? Yes. And there was only like last year 2019 they have asked a little tough questions based on the instrument. Otherwise almost every year they are asking very simple question on this. So this is an easy chapter for you. Okay. So let's start with this. We have 3 words: units, dimensions and measurement. Yes, so there are 3 topics mainly, then small some other topics comes in between, but 3 main topics we have: unit, dimension and measurement. So let's go one by one and start talking about them. Let's talk about first about units. We need to know what are the units and why we need them. Okay, so let's talk in general what are the unit. So in simple language I say units are nothing but some reference, some standard reference we can say. Yes, reference, or you can also say these are some comparison. They are things which we need to do compare. Okay, these are some proper standard or fixed standard, okay, or reference which we use to measure some other quantities. Okay, so what these are, in suppose I say definitions, then how I will write it. These are some reference, standard reference as I said, to measure quantities. You want to measure any quantity, you need some reference. Yes, you need it. So those reference are itself called what? Units. Okay, every quantity you measure you need to write a unit. Without unit there is no meaning of that quantity. Okay, and what's the important thing about these? 2 very important things we have. Let's talk what they are. Yes, what 2 important thing we need to understand about units? For every quantity we measure we have a separate unit. So one quantity cannot have like 2 type of units. Let me talk. First point I am talking here. Every quantity has a separate unit, right? What's the meaning of this? Let me explain you. Suppose I say to you, I want to measure the length of this board, correct? Length of the board. You will say it will be like 2 meter, 200 centimeters something, right? Length you measure in meter. So meter is the unit, right? Now I am saying that, can you write like length of the board as 2 kg? No, you cannot write as 2 kg, right? There is standard reference. Okay, so length when you talk you write in meter, centimeter or millimeter. So that's what I am trying to say. Every quantity has a separate unit. You cannot write length as like 2 kg. If I write length as like 2 kg, that's the wrong thing. Okay, this is the right thing, right? So every quantity has a separate unit. Okay, yes. And what is second property we need to understand here about units? Okay, so when you are measuring some quantity, we have to choose a unit which has a proper meaning, or it should be suitable to that quantity. It means what? It should be suitable. What's the meaning of this? Let's understand with example. Suppose I say that I ask you that what is your body weight or mass? You will answer that is 50 kg, 60 kg something, right? So I say your body mass, then how you will answer this? We say like 50 kg. You writing a unit of what? Kg, which is suitable unit to measure your body mass, right? Will you write your body mass in grams? Will you answer like my body weight is what, 5,000 grams or 550,000 grams? No, you will write in what? Kg. That's an appropriate unit for what? This quantity, right? Okay, but suppose you buy a medicine, a tablet or medicine, then how you write the mass of that medicine? Yes, we know that write in what? Grams, right? Milligrams. Like you buy the tablet, you call it 500 mg, right? 1000 mg, 250 mg, milligrams, right? You cannot write that you buying a tablet and write its mass as what, like 500 something kg. Yes, that's not an appropriate unit, right? So for tablet, a small thing, you write what? Milligrams. For like body weight, you write what? 50 grams. So I'm trying to say that it should be a suitable, right? Appropriate to that quantity. Yes, both are mass only measuring. Yes, both are mass, but for this mass we writing kg, for this mass we writing what? Milligram. Okay, these are the appropriate units. Now talk about the physical quantities. Okay, because we measuring some quantities, as I said. So what are those quantities? We have to talk about them. Okay, let's write second point. Physical quantities. Okay, and what are the physical quantities? It's the same way. These are the things which can be measured by some instrument, right? Physical quantities are what things? These are the things or quantities or values which can be measured by an instrument. Like you have a length of, you want to measure the length of the board, you use a scale, correct? So length is a physical quantity because we can measure the length, right? Yes. Okay. In other ways we can say what? Okay, first simple I said that quantities which can be measured by an instrument. This is the simplest definition we say about what? Physical quantity. Okay. The more correct how we'll say, we say like this one. These are the things which defines our physics, which defines our laws and formulas of the physics, right? That's a more correct definition. These are the quantities which define laws of physics. When you have some formula or an equation in physics, you need to write always some physical quantities in that formula. Like I say, force is equal to mass into acceleration. You talk about like F is equal to ma, right? So this formula is made up of what? Some physical quantities like force, mass, acceleration, right? So these all are what? Physical quantities. So this physical quantity, what they do? They defines our what? Laws of the physics. All the formulas, equations we talking about physics, they are defined by what? Physical quantities. These are some fixed standards and reference again. Okay. Yes. Now we'll talk that what type of physical quantities we have. Okay. We're talking about the type of physical quantities. Let's talk. So when I talk type, broadly we talk about three types. Okay. So first is called fundamental quantities. Okay. Yes. Then we talk about derived quantities, and third is called supplementary. Quantities. Okay, these are the three types. Okay, actually so far what we are learning is just basic general knowledge only. Nothing is asked in exam. Once we do this part, we will see that some question has been asked in NEET exam. We will talk about them. Okay, so we are talking about the types of fundamental quantities. Okay, so first type we show that is called fundamental quantities. Okay, fundamental or basics. Okay, why we call them fundamental? Because these things are independent. They doesn't depends on what some other quantities. Okay, they are solely. Okay, yes. What's the meaning of this? They are independent of other quantities, right? Yes, they stand alone. That doesn't depends on what any other things. And in junior classes you have learned that these things are what, total 7. We have 7 fundamental quantities, and I think you know all of them. Let's write them quickly. I write fundamental quantities here, and here I can write their units also, right? And here I am writing units in SI system. We have CGS system also. So few things we write in CGS also, not all. Okay, first fundamental is your length, right? We measure in terms of meter in SI system, or if you talk CGS system you can write in what, centimeter, right? Okay, then second is what, your time. We write in SI system as second unit, and you talk CGS system, then you write also in seconds, same thing, no change here. Okay, third thing is your mass. We measure it in what, kgs in SI system, or gram in what, CGS system. Okay, how these two are related, like SI and CGS, we will see little later. These questions will come where we have to convert the quantities or units from SI system to CGS, CGS to what, SI. Let's just wait for 5 minutes, it will come. Okay, fourth is your current. Okay, understand that these three things are very common. Okay, very common. The 4 remaining quantities are like little important now, means when you are 11th or 12th class, then they comes. These things you have learned already in your junior classes, 9th and 10th class. Okay, current we measure in what, ampere. Here there is no CGS unit of what, our current, only we have SI system. Okay, yes. Now onward we don't have anything. Okay, yes. Okay, let's talk about this. Then luminosity means intensity of light, we measure in candela. Again there is no unit here, we don't need to worry about them. Okay, then you call about amount of substance. This thing mainly comes in your chemistry. In thermodynamics we have to use this unit. Okay, so we measure in what, mole, we don't need to worry about here. And the last quantity which we need is your temperature, and very important for us, temperature. Temperature SI unit will be in Kelvin. Again there is no CGS unit of what, temperature. So here to focus here, this thing also important, because these things are general, we know. Okay, there is no problem here. This rarely it will come in our physics. Okay, this comes in university level. When I talk 11th 12th, rarely somewhere we heard that we have to use what, candela unit. Okay, rarely. And mole will come mainly in chemistry, and it will come in our physics in thermodynamics. Okay, Kelvin, temperature will be everywhere. Okay, so I want to clear a thing here, that the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, not degree, because maximum time so far in our junior classes the unit of temperature we are writing what, degree Celsius, right? So degree Celsius is not SI unit. SI unit is what, Kelvin. Later we will know how to convert degrees into Kelvin and Kelvin into degrees. That's simple thing. Okay, so fix in your brain that if you see any formula of physics and temperature word is coming there, temperature quantity is coming, you have to put only in Kelvin, not in degrees. Degrees not SI unit. Okay, so focus on this thing. Okay, so we don't have the CGS unit of these 4 things, we don't need to worry about. We have for these 3 things only. So these are the fundamental quantities. Okay, because these things are independent, they don't depends on what, other things, right? Yes. Okay, Now we'll talk about what? Derived unit. Okay, let's see what are the derived units. So I write here on this side. Second type of quantities we're talking, which are called derived. Name itself says what they are. Derived means they are derived by combination of what? Some fundamental quantities. So these are nothing but simply combination of what? These 7 things we have here. Okay, yes. So simple language, how we say, they are the combination of fundamental quantities. So like we talking here fundamental quantity, at the same time we are learning fundamental units also. These are the fundamental quantities 7. These are the 7 fundamental units in SI system and they are in CGS system. So we are talking about derived quantities, so we will talk about derived unit also, right? Same way. So these are simply combination of the fundamental quantities. Yes or no? Yes. Because here what happens, how we write, for example we will talk what they are. These are totally independent. You writing meter means only meter, second means only second. Nothing is what? Something else with them. They are alone. But here what happens? Let's talk about acceleration. You say, how you write the unit of acceleration? You say the acceleration is what? Meter per second square. Meter per second square. So this is called a derived unit because here we have a combination of what? 2 types of unit. Meter is a basic unit of what? Length here, and here second means unit of time. So here we combine what? Your length and time, then we wrote the unit of what? Acceleration. So this is an example of like what? Derived. So leaving these 7 things, everything that we learn in physics, there will be infinite number of derived units in our physics. They are simply combination of what? These 7 things, that's all. Nothing is new. They are just in combination of what? These 7 things. Okay, let's see. Right. Suppose you say how I write force. You say force. Force formula is what? M into A, correct? So look here, M is what? Kg. Acceleration we just wrote here, meter per second square. So now this force, we writing this a unit, this is a derived unit, and it's a combination of 1, 2 and 3 types of unit. Kg means mass, quantity and unit, and meter means length, and second means what? Time. So it's a combination of 3 fundamental quantities or units. So that's why it's called a derived. So like this we have what? Infinite. Leaving these 7 things, whatever you will see in physics, all of them are what? Derived only, right? Yes. Okay. Now these are the derived quantities and we have so many things. I don't need to explain all of them. Yes. Leaving these 7 things, whatever you will see, they all are what? Derived only. Okay. Yes. Except we will talk about unit of angle, the third type, which is called what? Our supplementary units. Okay. Yes. They are also like what? Basic units only, but of angle. But before going to that topic, here we will stop and now we will talk about what? NEET exam. Because up to here, yes, some question has been asked in our exam. I will talk what question they have asked and how they have asked. Okay. Okay. So far what we have learned, the basics, like what are the units, definition units, and how should be the units, then what are the physical quantities and type. 3 types we have and 2 types we have discussed, fundamental and derived. Supplementary also there, we will learn little later, because before this we have to do some questions which has been asked in our exam. Okay. So now this is the important thing we are talking right now. Okay. Yes. We are talking about directly about NEET now. What has been asked NEET about so far, what we have done. Okay. Yes. So there is very important thing we have to learn now, that we talk relation between physical quantities and units. Yes. Very important point we are learning. First important point we are learning in this lecture is this one. Okay. We have to learn how these 2 things are related. Okay. Yes. So we write, I write in terms of mathematics. Okay. Q. Let's write PQ. PQ means physical quantity is always equal to N into U. Physical quantity is what? If you want to write as a numerical formula, then how it comes? Physical quantity is always equal to N into U. Now what are these N and U? Your N is a numerical value, Yes, and this is what your unit, or you call it what, reference, okay, or you call some standard comparison, right? Yes. So every physical quantity is made up of two things, what, a number and a unit. You cannot have alone unit or alone number, right? Suppose I am saying, like I just said you, the length of this board, white board, you said 100 centimeter, correct? Yes. So your 100 is a number, your n, and centimeter what, your unit, and this is a physical quantity. Yes or no? Now here you cannot write alone n or alone u. You cannot write length is 100, is senseless, or you can also not, you cannot write like length is what, just centimeter. That's also make no sense. So to know the complete information of physical quantity, we need to know these both things, n and u. We need a number, how much is that value, and what is the unit of that, okay? Yes. So both things we need. Now what is important here? What is important here, like suppose this is the length of board 100 centimeter, I can also write as what, as 1 meter. It doesn't make any difference, right? Because I just changed the system of units. This was CGS, I wrote here in SI system. 100 centimeter also equal to what, 1 meter. So listen carefully, very very important. When you have changed these things, but that thing does not change, this remains the length of the board only. You write 100 centimeter or you write as 1 meter, but this is the length of the board only. It does not become like its mass of the board now. Yes. So what I am trying to say, when you changing this system, correct, this thing will not change. This thing remains what, fixed. Your physical quantity will not change when you change anything from this, because if you change any one thing, like you change unit, this will change automatically, or you change this will change automatically. So overall I am trying to say that this physical quantity which you wrote n u, you can write it as a constant. You can write as a constant. This will not change when you change. So here now what we have to understand, if this is constant, then the first question that was asked in our exam, little long, okay, this is said that how these two things are related. If this nu part is, we say, constant, or physical quantity is equal to constant, then you see that first important lesson, that your n and u will be what, inversely proportional. They are what, inversely proportional, correct? It means what, when you have small unit, the number will be what, big, like centimeter is small unit in comparison to what, a meter. So here number is what, 100, big number. Or when you increase this unit size, like called meter, that n will be reduced, it becomes what, small, correct? So they are what, inversely proportional, one thing. Second thing, we can write as an equation to convert units from one system to other system, which is the main question they have asked in our exam. What we can write? To convert, I write here, to convert units from one system to other system. Then what we can do, we can simply write that nu is a constant, so we can write initial n1 u1 given is equal to final n2 u2. Now this is the main thing we have to talk about this. Three questions has been asked about this, three pattern or three type of questions they have asked about this. I will talk all this three pattern, okay? Yes, first. So first we wrote how physical quantities and units are related. I wrote in mathematics that physical quantity is equal to n into u is a product of a number and a proper unit. Then I saw that this nu part is constant, or physical quantity is constant. This part is what, always constant. It means first we saw that these two things are what, inversely related. When u is big, n will be small. When u is small, n will be big, right? Small unit like this centimeter, that n will be big, 100. When this unit is big like meter, that n becomes what, small. So these are inversely proportional, and this was asked, okay, first thing. Then what we do, this part is constant, we can write initial case is equal to final case, right? Yes. So this a relation or equation which will use to convert your unit from one system to our other system, right? Yes. Now let's talk that what question they have asked about this. So total three type of questions they have asked, we will talk about them. So these will be three pattern they have asked on this formula, and I said this was asked directly that how n and u are related, okay? Yes. So let's talk about this formula now, okay? Okay, so we were talking about this relation. Either we say q is equal to nu, that's the main relation between physical quantity and units, or we can say that as a equation n1 u1 is equal to n2 u2. So this will be used to convert your unit from one system to the other system. Like SI system is given, then you have to convert into CGS system or some unknown system also they will give. I will talk all this now. Okay, this is your given system. Okay, and this is your second system where we have to find the values, and all the time they have asked like question like we have to find what always n2. Some value will be given that this is the value in this SI system, then how much it will be what in your CGS system, means we have to find this numerical value n2. Okay, always. Now we are talking about the pattern of question, how they have asked. Okay, so this will happen always when I am teaching here. For every formula and equation I will talk about the pattern, means what type of question they have asked. So I include all type of medical exams, mainly focusing on NEET, then IIMS and all state medicals plus JEE also, because same things are repeated in NEET also, they have same syllabus. Okay, so we will talk all pattern on all type of questions they have asked on those exams. Okay, first type they have asked where they ask to convert unit from one system to other system, and they give very simple, they give some quantity in what like basic format or fundamental format or simple what derived format. Look here, like I am writing an example to understand. Let's say convert 10 kg per meter cube into CGS system, right? This is the equation, right? Yes, you have to convert this thing, and you know kg per meter cube is what, just density only. You have to convert this value into what CGS system, means this is given SI system, how much this will be equivalent to what in CGS system. Okay, so how we do is this, let's write this equation, n1 u1 is equal to n2 u2, right? This is your given system, this is we have to find. Okay, given system what they gave, n1 numerical value gave the 10, unit they gave what kg and meter cube. Okay, so let's write it here, 10 kg meter cube. Okay, n2 always we have to find, let's n2 we write n2 only. Now your second system is what system? CGS system. How you call these things in the CGS system, right? Kg is called as what? Gram. You write just gram here. Okay, meter length is called what? Centimeter, and whatever power here, same power we write here also. Yes, we wrote this. Now you have to cancel on both side and find what your n2. Right? Okay, so let's write one more step. 10 kg into gram is easy, I can write here kg as 1000 gram. Yes, done. And meter I can write as what? 100 centimeter, and what? Whole cube is equal to n2. Here we have gram by centimeter cube. Now let's cancel on both sides. Gram goes gram here, centimeter goes here, right? Okay, so what we see? n2. What is remaining here? 10,000, and this was 100 centimeter and whole cube. Centimeter cube got cancelled. Now we have 100 power 3. So it's what? 100 into 100 into 100 is equal to what? Your n2. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 zeros, 1 2 3 4. So answer is coming 1 by 100, or you can say 0.01. Yes, this is a numerical value. By chance they ask unit also. So unit you know is gram centimeter cube. So gram per centimeter cube, same unit we have to write. Okay, this is simplest question they can ask, but nowadays they are not asking like that much simple also. We have to go next pattern which is a little ahead than this. Okay.